What's up, everybody? Welcome to the RevX Wrestling Review. I'm your co-host, Build-A-Fire. With me, as always, my co-host, MJ Hat. And tonight, we actually had a pretty decent Smackdown, if I don't say so myself.
I agree, man. It was pretty fire compared to some of the most recent events.
We had a huge show tonight, 3 hours long. This was actually probably one of the best 3 hour shows they've had. Still didn't get any confirmation whether this was the last 3 hour show they were having, but everything that I've read so far tells me that they're going back to a 2 hour time slot starting next Friday.
Yeah, they've not really said, but that is the consensus. That's what online people are saying, but no one's actually confirmed it. So we will see.
All right, guys. So SmackDown tonight took place in actually where we're basically from, Knoxville, Tennessee, a little further up the road. But anyway, I'm in Tennessee. He's in Kentucky, but he's from Tennessee. So our
Go Big
hometowns.
Orange.
Yeah, and there was a lot of that tonight. But Knoxville, Tennessee, uh, Friday Night SmackDown. Before we get started on the SmackDown review, I would like to recap something that happened on Raw Monday night that I thought was
Oh yeah,
both very impressive and very lucky at the same time. And what I'm referring to there is Chad Gable taking that awkward, I guess is the best way to word that spot when Penta tried to do like a super move and Gable was just in the wrong position. I seriously thought that he had broke his neck. What did you think about that?
man. I was at work watching. Okay, and that's hard enough to do. Let's face it. I work in a public service environment. Okay, and I had this pulled up, and the whole crew, when this went down, I screamed. I was like, "Whoa!" And everybody came running to see what was on my screen, and it was Chad Gable's face just straight in the mat. It was
Hey,
something to
29
see.
MDJ, God mighty, I can't fucking speak. I can't seem to get
Yeah,
that
but
to work here, which sucks. Share chat is on. I see that,
mine
but I
worked.
can't I can't get it to like show me it.
Yeah, it won't
Oh,
show up on our.
yeah, well,
It's okay.
there it is. I got it figured out. All right. Anywho, but
We're
that
good.
was I think it was a scary spot. I think the fact that Gable made it out of that unscathed to a certain extent, I believe that was luck, if we want
He's
to
lucky.
like really call it that.
Yeah,
But I think that I'm pretty sure all of them back there probably had a nice little conversation with Triple H. Once that was over with, hey guys, we gotta be a lot safer with each other. So yeah,
yeah. I don't know if that was really Chad Gable's fault or not. That was a hell of a spot anyway, man. I had both these guys up, Dragon Lee and Chad Gable. And man, I didn't see him being able to pull it off, and he didn't. That was kind of
oh yeah,
the aftermath.
I absolutely agree with that. Like there's no doubt that did not get pulled off. Wowza! Now I see the side of your
Yeah,
place.
I'm fixing it.
Where'd you
Something's wrong
go?
with my camera.
I miss you so. But anyway, guys,
Keep going. I
while
got
he's
it.
messing with his camera, let's go ahead and get into it. Opening of the show, seen hometown girl Bianca Belair come out. They got Rocky Top going all through the arena, which was awesome. Naomi comes out trying to plead her case again with Bianca. Hey, I'm sorry, I did this for you. Blah blah blah. Bianca basically said she wanted no part of it. Naomi got pissed off about it. Was like, okay, since that's going to be it, let me just take care of it right now. And before anything could really escalate, we got Jade Cargill coming out. A little bit of a stare down, a few moves to Naomi. Naomi ends up on the outside. Jade goes to leave, and as she goes to leave, Nia Jax, her music hits, which takes us actually into the first match, which was a Money in the Bank qualifier triple threat match between Naomi, Jade, and Nia Jax. This match was probably like I'm so happy that the rest of the event like was better because this was probably
Oh
the
yeah.
crap match of the night. The way, not the way, but the reason or the meaning behind giving Naomi such a big push right now, I'm not really behind. Naomi is a very slow wrestler. She wants to do moves that say, I don't know, Sol Ruka. Yeah, Sol Ruka should be doing the moves that Naomi's doing, not Naomi doing the moves that Naomi's doing. Uh,
Right.
Honestly and truthfully, This match was really slow, unfortunately. Ended up with one of the botchiest pins I've ever seen. The Annihilator was going to be done on both Jax, or no, I'm sorry, not Jax, but Jade and Naomi. Naomi moves out of the way at the right time. Jax hits the Annihilator on Jade, and then Naomi attempts to do a roll up, but botched it really badly. And Nia ended up having to basically fold herself in half. And if you know who Nia Jax is, it's a big lady. Like I wouldn't want to do
Yeah,
that, and I'm sure she
that
probably
was
was not comfortable in that situation. But 3 count later, Naomi has qualified for Money in the Bank.
that puts her in
Boo.
there with
Just woo.
yeah. No one cares, right?
Not a
Like because
fan on that one, guys. Uh,
Naomi's not going to win Money in the Bank. I think everybody knows that. So
I believe, truthfully, if they were going to do something, put Nia Jax in that match, just to have one like masculine person in that match. Rhea's in there, I understand, but if everybody else is going to be like 5'6" and Rhea's like 6'2", I mean, come on, man! Like it's going to
that,
be.
there's going to be one more participant, and I'm calling right now. It's probably going to be Liv Morgan. At least that's my pick.
It could be.
I don't even know who's fighting on Monday for the last spot in the women's Money in
I
the Bank
can't
match.
say I do
I
either.
know
I
who
don't
it
think
is.
they've advertised it, so
They haven't, but I
may just be a
guarantee Liv Morgan's in it.
yeah. May just be a tune in and see and good luck everybody type deal.
Yeah. All right. So after that, we had a bloodline segment with R-Truth. They came back, and Truth doesn't know JC Mateo, Jeff Cobb. I'm gonna struggle with that.
hmm
Uh, so Truth said, "How about I take your boy out to the ring and show him some respect, since he's still on this hustle, loyalty, and respect kick, even though he was whooped by John Cena, Money in the Bank, in a hell of a squash match. He put himself in another position to put himself in a match with JC Mateo, which okay, big. It's another. Oh my God, my camera did it again. It's another
Good.
squash match. I don't know why it's doing that.
It was a squash
Uh,
match. I'm gonna let him finish working on his camera. We get to
please.
see the tour of the islands for the third week in the row, and JC Mateo takes the win. And it like Hat said, it was really a squash match. It was very short, very sweet, and to the point.
Yeah, it was awful. Awful.
We also after let's see,
There we go.
that was actually like a little later. We got some stuff in between. We probably won't cover like every segment and stuff like that because I mean, honestly, truthfully, you all here really to see the matches and what took place there. But anything of like uh, notice is the Tiffy backstage interview. Of course, she's
Yeah.
she's a badass. She's gonna defend the title. Doesn't matter who comes in. Blah blah blah. So we get Naomi after she just freshly won her match coming up. So laying her claim to Money in the Bank into the title, and then Naomi leaves and Alexa comes in and basically does the same thing. It was like copy and paste, just one to the other. After that,
Right.
like you said, we got the match. We get a we get the Profits shown in the back, and then as we come back from a commercial break, they make their way out to the ring, state their case that they are the greatest tag team in the world at the moment. They're holding the division down. They're the ones running the show, which right now they are. They've been in an awesome TLC match. They've been in very good matches with Fraxium, DIY. All these names came out to the ring as the Profits were doing their promo to make their case for the tag team titles, and it ended up you had Fraxium, you had DIY, you had the Motor City Machine Guns, all coming out to say their piece when it comes to the titles, and then we get the Black Screen of Death and the Wyatt Six show up, and they just demolish everybody yet again for the
Hey, can
second
I
week in a
can
row.
I ask? Out of all the teams on SmackDown right now,
Mm-hmm.
which one is like your favorite?
Which
Just
one's my
curious. Just
favorite?
curious.
I've
Yeah.
always been a huge DIY fan. Like,
Okay.
and the beautiful part to it is the fact that they let both of them have extended singles careers before they decided to shove them back into the tag team that they were 20 years ago. Motor City Machine
Right.
Guns, they've been the same way, but they came in as a tag team. Fraxium, they done the same thing with Fraxium before they put them together as a tag team. Nathan Frazier was great when
Right.
NXT UK was still a thing, and so was Fraxium. He was actually known as, or I'm sorry, Axiom, but he was known as A Kid when WWE had the UK brand going. Once they shut that down and moved everything over towards NXT, I guess, was rebranded as Axiom, and he's made a name for himself not only in NXT, but I feel as though they're starting to make a name for themselves on SmackDown, as a tag team.
I personally am a Wyatt Six fan.
Oh yeah,
I have been for a while. You you
hands
you
down,
know that I've been
hands down.
predicting him to come back ever since Alexa Bliss did,
Hmm.
which I still think 5 will be 6 in just a few short weeks. Which is why I'm going to go ahead and say Alexa Bliss probably will not win the Money in the Bank match.
They
So
could still
that's
work
just
that, but
I don't know.
I have to agree with you
I
on
don't
that.
know.
But speaking of tag teams, our third match of the night was a tag team match that seen Ray Phoenix and NXT newcomer Javion Evans take on the team of Los Garza and Legado del Fantasma. We had Ethan Page sitting at ringside during the match. Him and Evans have had a feud going before this title ever even like made its way into the picture. If
Right?
you think back to NXT a few months ago, uh, Page had just lost the NXT title and was trying to find his way. Evans came out actually just to offer support, and Page ended up destroying his jaw and then taking a couple matches
Yeah.
over him. So this feud is still work in progress that started 3-4 months ago on NXT. And then you just add a couple more people in. You add a couple luchadors. The reason they're doing this right now, and we'll get to it here in a second, but there is a big fatal 4-way coming up at Worlds Collide that involves those two and a couple more. But end of the match scene, Los Garza do some really cool finisher. They lifted Evans up in the air and they came down in like a back slam, but it was just wild how they done it because it was like a fireman's carry lift up into like a Samoan drop on both sides.
Yeah, it was really cool. You don't see
It
that
was
kind
it,
of
yeah,
you
right.
haven't seen that from Los Garza.
It was very
So
innovative. Like I like that. A good way to get them a victory, especially with them going into Worlds Collide as well, along with Santos to face a team that I couldn't begin to tell you the names of. I know one's Psycho Clown. I know one's like a Hector Garza or something like. I don't know. I don't know a lot
yeah,
about AAA, but I know that their big first event with WWE is next Saturday at like 3 o'clock. I think.
we don't really follow a lot of AAA, but I mean, now that they're owned by WWE, I'm sure that more luchadors will be making their way to the main roster,
I
even though
feel
Tag Gable's not going
I
to like
feel more
it.
NXT than main roster.
Perhaps,
And
perhaps you're
and
probably
then if
right
they
on that.
click, then possibly we could see him go to the main roster. Ray Phoenix,
Right?
Penta. I mean they just came in and well luckily got straight to the roster, but
That's because they came from somewhere else that shall not be named.
hell it might as well. I mean it don't really matter anymore if you say WWE,
I mean,
AEW,
by
TNA.
WWE, we're not WWE affiliated, so
No,
AEW. You know
no,
what I'm
we are
saying?
not.
Right.
So but yeah, I mean, like
Not like
it's
some
just getting to the
people.
point in the wrestling world, really, that
Yeah.
speaking on any wrestling organization really does not matter anymore. A lot of the wrestlers have
True.
said it best. Wrestling is wrestling. If anything, we're getting one of the best times for wrestling because, I mean, what night of the week can you really click on the TV and not find wrestling now?
It's very healthy right now in
It,
the wrestling world.
it is. It is. You've got WWE Monday and Tuesday night. You've got AEW Wednesday, Thursday night. You've got WWE Friday, AEW Saturday, and if they have a special event, usually there's a Sunday where WWE's a
Yeah.
Saturday. So I mean, you're getting
Yeah.
wrestling just about every night of the week now. So if you're a huge wrestling fan like we are, it's a good time to be a wrestling fan, really.
And as far as being huge, I don't know about you, but me personally, I am one of the people that goes and listens to every podcast. Like I listen to things like Sam Roberts and Wrestle Talk and Jim Cornette, and a lot of people say, that there's too much out there. I don't think there's enough.
I
I think we
agree.
do.
I agree. I think, I mean, I really believe they could probably make a wrestling channel, like a pay per service, Amazon type deal, something like that. I really feel as though if they actually could come to some kind of common mutual agreement, just to be able to have their programming on the same channel, I mean, you could watch different organizations all the time,
Right?
from the highest up all the way to the lowest indie scene. They're out there, one up and comers that are making a name for themselves. You get them on some kind
Yeah.
of like brandish TV or streaming service. What's to say
Yeah.
the sky's not the limit for them?
I mean, they could expand into anything, man.
Exactly.
I, I mean, the network didn't have to fail, but it did.
Yeah.
Um, so the next match, if I may,
Yep.
the next match on the card was Zelina Vega versus Alba Fire. Now, this was set up early in the night because Chelsea Green went whining to Nick Aldis in a backstage segment, blah, blah, blah. She's wearing this rainbow mask, man, because her face is fucked up.
Let's
She pulls it
emphasize
off
that.
toward the
Let's emphasize that.
fucked up,
Fucked
up,
up.
up.
Like,
Uh,
woo!
towards the end of the match, she ends up pulling the mask off. But there's a lot of back and forth here. Vega does get the win after some botched interference, and I think she hit the code red. Is that right?
Oh yeah.
And yeah, you even put in the notes, emphasize fucked up.
Like when she pulled that mask off, like we were just casually watching, and I figured they'd have a
Yeah,
little bit of makeup on her or something like that. But dude, that fucking nose is like 4 times the size it should be. Her damn eyes are black. I'm like, oh shit. And I
yeah,
mean, she
it's
really
it's
took that
awful.
from a kick, from a 619 kick that she just missed the timing on. Like
Yeah,
no pun
that's how,
or no like disrespect to Zelina Vega, she pulls that move off. But if you're taking that
you
move, guys, you got to know when to throw an arm up and at least be able to take the somewhat of that force. Yeah, I see his little ass back there. He's back here
that's
partying.
Bill Hack. That's Bill Hack.
But yeah,
Anyway,
true. That was a sight for sore eyes in the most literal sense of terms.
do you we had a couple of promos. There was a Wyatt Six promo. There was a Miz and Mello segment backstage. Miz got butt hurt, and then we got another Julia promo. Like tonight was about really showing off the roster. Who's going into what come Money in the Bank? I
Yeah,
feel like
yeah.
there was a lot of that.
Speaking of
Um,
promos and backstage segments and stuff like that, let's push back towards the ring. Damian Priest makes his way to the ring. He basically tells McIntyre that he still hates him, but he respects him because the McIntyre that came into that steel cage match was the McIntyre that was a warrior and shit like that. He respected that, as I did. Like anytime you get McIntyre in a high profile match, you see a side of him that's just absolutely insane, and that wasn't any
yeah,
different.
I mean, he did it with CM Punk. He did it with Drew McIntyre. He's done it for years.
He
Drew
has,
McIntyre is a beast,
and
and
I
I
don't
wish
think
him
they're
well on
done.
a meeting.
I don't think they're
No, no,
done with
no.
him in the heavyweight title picture.
I don't either. At least I hope not. But I do wish him well on a speedy recovery, as we've heard that he's taking a break.
Yes, speedy
So
recovery for McIntyre. Get healed up, brother. You deserve it. Um,
absolutely,
so anyway,
absolutely.
during Priest's segment, he says, he's not going to tell us what's next he's not going to ask what's next. He's going to tell us what's next. And it's the same thing that he said when he first came to SmackDown, and that was winning championships. And he wasn't going for the
Right?
heavyweight title, which I'm kind of
It's
thrown
kind of
off on.
surprising.
But
There's too many people in the
he's
heavyweight
like, I
picture.
want Jacob Fatu. And I mean, honestly and
Yeah,
truthfully, for him to stand out there, Fatu's made to be like this unstoppable force, right? So for anybody,
yeah,
for that matter, to stand up to him and be like, "Hey, I'm calling you out. I want a shot at that title. You'd have to really think, how's he going to respond to that? Well, we didn't have to wait long as Priest was making his way back to the back. Jacob's music hits. They come out, have a mutual stare down, no ill will whatsoever, mutual respect, a nod on each of them. Priest goes to the back. Jacob comes to the ring as we get into match number 5 of the evening, which was a Money in the Bank qualifying match, which featured Jacob Fatu, Carmelo Hayes, and Andrade. Now, before this match, I called Jacob Fatu. Really figure, hands down, this man was going to take that, go to Money in the Bank. Maybe they had this big O thing for him. Boy, was I wrong in this one.
While we were watching the match, you and I were talking about this, and I remember saying Jacob doesn't need Money in the Bank. As soon as he drops the United States title, he is going to be in the main event picture.
And
He got
as I said,
way too much like forward motion behind
yeah,
him.
there's too much momentum behind him. But I will say, for as much momentum is behind him, he holds it down really well.
Yeah,
He is the epitome of what you want a champion to look like. He wears that belt with pride. When he comes out to the ring, he leaves it all in the ring or outside the ring, as we got to see tonight. So this was another commercial filled night. I think we actually counted 15 in total throughout the night.
we,
In a 3 hour
we
show, we
did.
got 15 commercials. That's bad, guys. But we're not going to discuss commercials
Uh,
tonight because it's been a very big uh, topic amongst the wrestling community. I really don't want to go into the
yeah,
tonight. You all know my thoughts on this. But as we went into one commercial break, Fatu goes to do his signature hip thrust bump into Mello on the out, actually into both of them on the outside, and they push each other away. He goes through, so it takes him out of the match for a little bit. We get to see some actual wrestling between Andrade and Hayes. They're two great ones to
yeah,
do it. They had a best of 7 series not too terribly long ago, 6 months ago or so, when
yeah.
Mello first got called up. And they done a best of 7, went best of 7, and it was great. It was wonderful to
They
watch.
got they know each other well enough to know how each other react to each moves. Like you said, best of 7 will do that to you, man. You
Absolutely.
you see so much. But the this match was very, very intense and very, very back and forth. I'm glad to see Andrade in the Money in the Bank match.
That was you kind of stop right there and you're like, how did that happen? Well, Jacob and JC Mateo come out to help support. Fatu doesn't go the way that it's supposed to. Jimmy Uso makes an appearance, probably for his little work earlier in the night. Gets a good few shots on JC Mateo, which distracts Jacob, causing him to get thrown out of the ring, and Andrade being able to hit whatever he calls his finisher. I can't remember what he calls his finisher. It's
Uh,
like the awakening or something like that. But
anyway,
it's a beautiful driver. Gets the 1, 2, 3 on Carmelo and punches his ticket to go into Money in the Bank with better sense. Maybe they're actually going to do something with him. Like, fingers crossed, I hope so, because he's been back for a good minute now, and they've really not done anything with him. Again, the best of 7 was really solid when he was with the United States title run with him and LA Knight, Shinsuke, and all them. That was pretty solid. So I hope that they're actually trying to do something with him. I mean, just being honest, this year's Money in the Bank's kind of wild.
yeah, it's really loaded, isn't it?
It's loaded,
Uh,
but it's
we've got
not the people you normally would see, is what I'm
uh,
saying.
uh, let's uh, let's stop right there for a minute. We're about to go to commercial, so
Okay.
we'll be right back, guys. We're not going to change the scene or nothing. We're just going to sit here and discuss. I I don't want to get into the next segment yet until we come back from the commercial break, but let's talk about Solo Sokoa and Jacob Fatu.
Uh,
Tonight we really kind of seen some dissension. I mean, the dissension's been showing, but it's getting worse, man.
I
How
think tonight
long
was kind of
is
purposely
it?
done.
Yeah,
And the reason I say that is I think that Solo wants Money in the Bank for himself to where he can actually have a time to shine. He don't need Jacob in that match because he feels as though Jacob's going to take over in that, which honestly and truthfully would probably happen.
You would.
Yeah, but honestly, I
You
think that
would.
Solo, I'm really kind of pulling for Solo in that. I'd like to see them do something with him too, instead of him just being a lackey or a failed leader of a group. Sorry, when he took
Yeah.
over the Bloodline, it was not great. As you've seen, like, I mean, who's he got left? like,
There ain't nobody left.
Jacob's not going to stay. JC Mateo is like
Oh,
his right hand man now. Fucking Tonga's not there. Tama's not there. He's got nothing. Now, if they give that to him, and as they start to heal and come back, it adds to the development of a storyline. It's perfect. It is perfect.
uh, 90 seconds,
Yeah, you're good.
by the way. Um, there was something else I wanted to ask about while we were on stream, but I don't want to get too deep into things and people not be able to hear us. So, um, let's see. How are you feeling about Worlds Collide? I mean, we talked about AAA a little bit, but are you obviously that's going to be some hella matches. There's a lot of WWE people in AAA with their titles on the line.
Camera just fucked.
Huh? Did it?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. I'll fix. I don't know why it's doing that, man. I keep having to change the performance.
Yeah. Nephew with some lungs.
Yeah, man. He's on it, dude. He's on it. So 20 seconds and we're back. So I tried to hit the snooze and it wouldn't let me. Sorry.
Yeah, I tried to, and I missed it by like 5 seconds.
It's all good. So since we're coming back from break in 3, 2, and 1, let's talk about the end of the show. Let's talk about Cody Rhodes and let's talk about John Cena. They advertised all night that these guys were going to be face to face in the ring, right? There was no mention of Jey Uso or Logan Paul, and both men were there tonight. You wanna tell us about that?
Cena and Rhodes never really got to Rhodes got to discuss his part a little bit. Cena, by the time he got out there, Jey Uso was already out there, so he really didn't get to rebuttal as well as I would hoped he would. And then Logan Paul being out there, I'm sorry, let him go. Let him go do something else. He does not. I know that you're a fan of Logan Paul, but like tonight kind of just cemented that for me. Like, okay, so they kind of went Kafabi tonight. I don't know if you know that or not. Logan Paul made it known that he felt disrespected because there was people in the company that felt as though he did not need to be in the position he's in. As a long-term wrestling fan, I will admit I agree with the wrestlers on this. However, I did watch an interview from Karrion Kross, and he discussed it pretty easily. It was only about a 5-minute ish interview ish video, but he said it best. There's people in this business, been in the business for 20, 30 years, okay? And they were always told that you had to have a specific skill set in order to make it or break it in the business. And growing up, that's how we were taught. When we watched wrestling, we seen how shit went. We were taught if you didn't have the specific skill set they were looking for, you really didn't make a name in the company. And it still continues to this day. However, if you make a network for yourself, which he has, okay, I'm not taking nothing away from Logan Paul. The man is brilliant when it comes to business. Okay, brilliant. He's made a successful energy drink company that is featured on the other company that he works for. I mean, think about that. How many people in business can say, I made something, branded it, sold it, now I'm selling it to the people I'm working for, and they're branding it and selling it for me? How many people can actually say that in business? I couldn't say that. You couldn't say that.
I've got to admit, I love hearing you talk about Logan Paul in a positive light because that never happens.
That's fair.
I talk about Logan Paul in a positive light because, like you said, I am a Logan Paul fan. Not so much of his heel character, but of the man's ability, which he's trained, he's learned.
Mm-hmm.
He does have the ability. Do I think he's main event status? Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not.
He done okay with the United States title. I'll give him that. He done okay with that for the few times that he defended it.
He is a great mid-carder, okay? As far as that goes, he's not a Seth Rollins. He's not a CM Punk. He's not a Kenny Omega. He is a mid-card wrestler, all right?
He's a Ricochet. Sorry, buddy.
No, that's true. That's true. That's a good comparison. There's nothing wrong with Ricochet. Ricochet's a hell of an athlete.
Well, I'm going to say yes and no to that. Ricochet is a hell of an athlete, but the way he's presented himself since leaving WWE, it's pretty damn shitty. It's pretty shitty. Like, nobody knew your fucking ass. You was in the wrestling business for 20 plus years, and nobody knew your ass. You go to WWE and they make you a star, and then you want to talk shit about the company that gave you an opportunity that made it to where you could find your now wife. I mean, think about it.
100%
just because you have bad tendencies or bad blood with the company, that door could always still be open. Look at some of the guys that have came back. Look at CM Punk for that matter. Okay, he burned every fucking bridge you could think of.
Yeah.
Got welcomed back in with open arms. He's not been a champion since he's been back. He's been in some good profile feuds, but he's never won a title. You don't hear him bitching about it. Nothing like that. He's doing what he wants to do creatively. He's getting to do what he wants to do. And I love it. I love seeing it for him. I'm a big CM Punk mark. Everybody knows that. Always have been.
Do you know how old this conversation was about Logan Paul, not CM Punk? So hold your horses.
I got you.
Do you know how old Logan Paul is?
He's like in his 30s, is he not? Like low 30s?
24.
24.
24. And he's a self-made millionaire.
Getting close to billionaire.
Yeah,
I would have to think so.
I want you to think about that for a second. Because as a former wrestler in yourself and myself, we both know how hard it is to actually get in there and get up the ranks, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Into WWE in the first place is a challenge and takes years of work. I will admit, he was handpicked because of his social network.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
But since he came into the company, he has done nothing but succeed even in failure.
I'll give you that.
He grows his brand, he grows his image, and in 10 years, if he's still with the company, he will be a main eventer. That's where we need to think. John Cena wants to destroy wrestling, right? That's his big gimmick, right?
Oh yeah.
Logan Paul being on top right now. Little Hat says hi, by the way.
Hello.
Logan Paul being on top right now would be a grievous mistake. I love the guy. Big fan. Not the character. That's right.
Keep him where he's at.
I love the guy.
And I'm going to say this. I'm going to extend to the question that you basically asked me right there. In 10 years, could I see Logan Paul in a heavyweight title scene? I'm going to give you one even better.
Yeah.
You want to change Logan Paul's character really damn quick, especially after tonight and the speech that he gave, especially with John Cena. Okay? You want to change him into a face and a leader to start leading the company, have him beat Cena for that title.
Just a minute, baby. I agree. I think that that's the way you do it. I think that, do I want to see the YouTuber on top in the wrestling industry? No. Absolutely not. Do I want him to be referred as the YouTuber? No. No, because the man has went. He's done the training.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the skills. Like all I'm predicting is that Logan Paul will be on top eventually, and if he is the man to take it from John Cena after what Cena said on Monday to Jey Uso,
Mm-hmm.
that's rubbing salt in the wound.
Well, I know tonight kind of cracked me up a little bit, especially when Paul was
And
like, "Oh, you two had to cheat in order for me to keep me not to get the title." Blah blah blah. When in all reality, if you watch Saturday night's main event, Cena came in first and was helping
yeah,
Paul. Uso just evened the odds and made it to where it was an even playing field. Paul lost that match on
yeah,
his own. There,
yeah,
there was no cheating involved, nothing like that. As a matter of fact, if anything, he dropped the ball when he missed Cody Rhodes and ran right into a spear.
yeah. You're absolutely right. You're
But it's a
absolutely right.
way to push that heel further.
I would like to see WWE turn him from this cocky, arrogant, better than everybody else character. I would love to see that change to a, let's say, what's the word I'm looking for? Because I'm struggling here.
You want him to be a
I don't want
face?
I don't want to say face. I don't want to say face. I I really want to see him.
You want him to be a
I
tweener?
guess, yeah, I want him to be able to go on either side of the fence, like
Yeah.
kind of like Damien Priest.
What's me?
Mwah.
I love
I love you too. Yeah, I know it's you.
It's only
It's you up there. Yeah, you see? You want to be on stream with us and talk wrestling? Yeah, there you
What's up,
go.
bud?
Say
Hi,
hi, Uncle
buddy.
Buddha. In any case, guys, tonight's event, all in all, I got to say, I got to give it like a 8.5.
I think
And
8.5 is actually a solid for tonight.
I don't think, I think they need to, and you're going to hate that I said this because we said we weren't going to talk about it. They need to cut back on the commercials.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's way too many.
15
But
for a
that's
3 hour
really,
show, you're averaging 5 an hour, which basically was it. But like, you don't need to cut matches 2 to 3 times. There was a couple of matches tonight that there was at least two. There was a full commercial, and then there was a picture-in-picture commercial. You don't need all that in
yeah.
matches, guys. Like, we want to watch wrestling. We don't want to watch all the advertisements. I understand that's your way of making money, but guys, like, you're killing the wrestling like aura, so to speak, by putting all those commercials in. But enough about the commercials. Like I said, if you want to know what I actually think about commercials, go check out our, I think it was the Saturday Night Main Events
It was.
review. Go check that out if you want to hear exactly my thoughts on how commercials work in WWE.
Good job, go.
In any case, man, yeah, 8.5 from me.
For
And
me.
that the other thing was the opening match and Naomi's slow movement.
Yeah,
That
and the fact they gave her the dub on that and are sending her to Money in the Bank, I have a feeling that the men's match is going to be really good.
disappointing.
But if Naomi gets like a big, like time spot,
They better not push me.
bro, it's gonna be bad. Like, I want this
But
event to
we'll
be
be
good.
there.
I love Money in the Bank, so
We'll be there
we will
next
be
week
there.
to review after the fact. Just like we'll be there after SmackDown to review after the fact.
Yep.
Uh, as always, you've got RevX, and RevX will tell you what's up.
Exactly.
So,
And if you want to see more of this, guys, do us two things. One, if you like what you see, make sure to leave a like on the video. Two, if you got a chance, make sure to hit that subscribe button for either me or Hat or both together. Hat's got the Discord in the chat, so make sure that if you want to join the conversation when we have these live, click on that link. Join up with the Doobie Den. We have a channel dedicated to wrestling. It is called RevX's Wrestling Review, just like we call this. And yeah,
among
guys.
other things,
Yes. Oh, yeah, yeah. Amongst other things, there's gaming, everything in there. So if you're looking for a small group, guys, a community that, get yourself going, say hi, chat with, please do us a favor. Click on that link, join up with the Doobie Den, and make sure you bring some munchies. But anyway,
buttons down
guys,
there.
I think that's actually going to do it tonight for this SmackDown Wrestling Review. Again, 8.5 from both Hat and ourselves. So make sure that you come back next Friday night as we do this one more time before heading into Money in the Bank that Saturday. So until then, guys, I'm Buddha Fire. That's MJ Hat, and we will see you next time. Later. Peace out.
Later.